So we just finished up the Tomorrow War, the Chris Pratt Amazon movie. I just wanted to talk about it real quick, give you my thoughts, kick it around a bit with you. Look, it's really weird because it's in some ways it's not a great movie, but it's not a great movie in the way Armageddon's not a great movie or Independence Day's not a great movie, but it's still a very enjoyable movie. It's really fun. It's really satisfying. And in that sense, it's a really good movie. I mean, it's kind of stupid in places, and I don't mean that like, it's so dumb it's fun. I mean, it's, and I don't even mean it like if you consciously shut your brain off. Like if you came up either as a young adult or a kid watching Independence Day, Day After Tomorrow, Armageddon, Deep Impact. It has that flavor of, I guess that was what, like late 90s, early 2000s. Still big budget, still really well made, still wonderfully executed, but original. It wasn't a franchise. It's a brand new idea. You don't see a lot of that anymore. This was Netflix paid $200 million to get this, I guess, from Paramount, because the whole theater landscape because of COVID. And I'm glad they did. It was really an interesting experience to watch a movie that clearly, was intended to be a theatrical release. Because usually a lot of these straight to Netflix movies or straight to Amazon or what have you, they're great when they're smaller. But usually the ones where they try to make action movies or whatever, like the Liam Neeson Ice Trucker thing they did recently, it feels like, a TNN or a TBS made for TBS movie. This actually feels like a genuinely really cool, well done, big budget B movie. So I liked it. I like they're still making movies like that. I don't know how it'll do. I don't know what the barometer is. I don't know if Amazon goes, okay, well, this is how many people watched it, and we've seen subscriptions go up because people are talking about it. I know people are talking about it on social media. Most people seem to like it. The critics don't like it at all. I think it's like at a 48 Rotten Tomatoes, but it's like at an 82% audience score. And that's about right. That's the kind of movie it is. If you're coming to this expecting sci-fi like Annihilation with Natalie Portman, or if you're expecting The Arrival with, Amy Adams, or if you're expecting 2000, even Star Wars. I mean, there's nothing about this that is anything other than dumb popcorn summer fun movie that has heart, right? It's not, again, you got to be careful these days with dumb, because dumb can be a goal, but it's not that. It really is not like dumb like Birdemic dumb. It's not dumb like, oh my god. I mean, look, cynics will hate this movie. Annoying people who take their life way too seriously will hate this movie because there are plot holes. There are weird coincidences that don't really make any fucking sense. It's like, I won't spoil it, but there are weird fucking coincidences. But it's like, and it doesn't mean leave your brain at the door like consciously. It's almost like you're either wired to go for the ride or you're not. And I am, right? I can watch Armageddon and I can cry. I did cry during Armageddon. I know it's a dumb fucking movie, but it speaks to your heart. It bypasses the cynicism and the sort of, evolved brain. It goes right to sort of just the kid inside and the schmaltzy. I dug it. I liked it. I really liked this movie. I like Chris Pratt in this movie. I thought the creatures, how many more fucking times are we going to see alien creatures? It's rare you see creatures that differentiate themselves. So many of these fucking things, whether it's zombies or aliens, it's more of the same. And visually, if I were to just look at the creature or the creatures in this movie, I would say, like if I were to see a screenshot of it, I'd go, it's more of the same. But the way they behave, perform, are animated, they really are cool. They really are dangerous and vicious, and it's great. They really have a great presence where you're like, fuck, those are some serious motherfuckers. There are some really good action scenes. There's a great, not even a scene, there's a great sequence with a helicopter that, is just aliens are climbing all over it and it's trying to stay airborne, and it's really exciting. Sequences where these things are breaching the walls of like a base, and it looks almost like just like, bacteria just sort of covering in a petri dish, just sort of expanding out. But when you look, it's like little fucking monsters because the camera's pulled back so far. It's long, and I like that. I like that this movie feels kind of epic. It doesn't feel epic in terms of it's not like Lawrence of Arabia quality epic, but it's like it goes places, right? I mean, most movies would end where there's a point in this movie where you think it's going to end, and you look at the timeline and you're like, this has 38 more minutes to go. And I don't know what the third act was. Maybe there's a fourth act. Who knows? But I didn't care. I was like, this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that you can be on Amazon, not worry about having only X number of shows a day because theater exhibitionists need to get so many showings a day to make their money and sell their popcorn. So I guess the director's just like, well, I think it's a cool story. Let's tell this little epilogue part, which didn't feel like an epilogue. It's cheesy, it's a little cheesy, but it's okay though, right? It's cheesy in the way, I don't know how to articulate this really. It's cheesy, but it's not guilty pleasure cheesy. It's like it's like, yeah, families and everything doesn't always get wrapped up like that. It rarely does. And everything, it's very Hollywood. And I think if you're inclined to sort of be comfortable knowing what you're getting into and you like that, even if you know it's horseshit, which of course it is, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend this movie. I really enjoyed this. This is Tomorrow War. Great high concept. Some great, very evocative shots. I'm going to spoil something for you real quick. I'm going to look at the timeline. It's going to be 10 seconds of spoiler. Here we go now. There's a shot where the people from the past go into the future and they get the sync wrong where they're supposed to land. And it's just this amazing, I think it will burn into a brain of somebody who's young when they watch this, of just bodies falling from the sky and hitting like skyscraper ledges and, totally bashing their heads in and falling to the streets below. And it's just like, oh my fucking God, it's the most nightmarish, weird, surreal thing. It's like raining humans. It was really cool. Okay, that's the spoiler. But anyway, I recommend it. You got to have Amazon Prime. It's good people. It's Tomorrow War. It came out today or yesterday. Chris Pratt is in it. The guy in Whiplash, J. Jonah Jameson, what's the guy's name? He's awesome in it. Everybody's good in it. I don't know any of the other actors. I know somebody is in Handmaid's Tale. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's good. If you're into this kind of thing, if it sounds like your cup of tea, go watch it. It's good people. I'll see you soon. Hope you're well. Happy 4th of July. Bye.